It's been a while since I talked about something, hasn't it? I know that many people probably have the question of where I've been and why haven't I uploaded that much. So instead of just taking the easy route and making a community post, I decided to talk about what has happened to me this last year. Starting of course with my videos, or lack thereof. As of now, there were 3 videos I had uploaded last year. An out-of-context compilation of Ben and Holly's Little Kingdom, a visual remake of the Anime Atrocities review of Certified Super Sitter, and a video will be coming to a little bit later. So please keep it in mind, cause it's gonna be a doozy when it comes back up. Following from that, the reason why I did this was very simple. Now I'm sure everyone knows by now that one of the things I've been trying to do is to make a video expressing my love for Fetcher Rough Ruffman. And I actually did it. Technically. You see, I did manage to upload the video. I just had one small problem. When my video got uploaded, it was later blocked in nearly every country. And because I wanted to get the video over with, I deleted the files after I was done, making it hard for me to re-upload it to any other site. Now, you may call this laziness on my part, and technically it kind of is. But when you are as tired and worn out as I was, it starts to sound reasonable. Probably also didn't help that I had an immense amount of writer's block. Now, of course, I had more than enough video ideas I could make. The problem was for me to figure out what to say. As of now, I have gone past it a bit, but I will say it still is a bit of a challenge. Now that that's over, we can now talk about what I've been doing in between. So you guys know that controversy about the movie being reviewed by the critic that brought up the national disaster? Yeah, well, I hated it, but not for the reasons you may think.
Wait, what the fuck?
Yeah, Big Socko. I'm one of the people that actually think Mr. Enter isn't as bad as people say he is. In fact, I'll go one step further and say that the drama at best was mostly tolerable, and at worst was some of the most infuriating shit I have ever seen. And just so that we are clear on this, I do not think Mr. Enter and his team are completely in the clear for this situation. I think the way that they handled it, while reasonable, was completely the wrong way to go. For context, in April of last year, Mr. Enter decided to talk about the movie Turning Red. In it, he brings up the 9/11 terrorist attacks, and this is where things start to go wrong. Now, I don't know exactly where this rhetoric I came from. Okay, that's a lie. I definitely know where it came from. But people are under the impression that because Mr. Enzo talked about 9/11 in his review, people think that he hated the movie because it didn't have 9/11 in it. But if you were to actually watch the video, you would know that that would be stupid logic. First of all, did you guys actually look at the title of the video? Because if you did, you would have noticed that he called Turning Red a mixed bag. Not bad, not a cinematic disaster, and certainly not an anime atrocity no matter what dipsits on Twitter may say. Second of all, saying that Mr. Ento's problem with the movie was that it did not have 9/11 in it is completely false. If you were to actually look at the video, you would know that the point was not that he wanted 9/11 to be talked about in the film, and how it was supposed to be part of a bigger point of how 2002 in this movie was inaccurate. If you're looking for a more in-depth video on this, I would recommend checking out Alice the Critic's and General Johnny Reed's videos on the situation. Now for me, I was mostly trying to hold my tongue throughout this entire situation. That was until the actual day happened. Now to say that I was annoyed would be a bit of an understatement. Coupled with the fact that Mr. Enter had already apologized for the entire situation, and the fact that the same Canadian said the exact same thing only a month before this, it practically infuriated me. So then I thought, fuck it, why not just talk about the entire situation? Which is exactly what I did. A few times. Most of these were generally ignored. That was, except for 3. One of them being the active annoyance of constantly being compared to Mr. Enter as if he's the worst the community can do, which a mutual of mine has come out and said that it could have just meant the reviewing standard, which even then there are still many other people that could fit that description.
So why do people get so upset at the idea that Amity is reduced to just love interest when that is literally her role in the plot? White favoritism.
I didn't like this show very much. My reason is pretty weird, but dang it, I'm gonna stand by it because I have my standards. And my reason is lips.
The second one being about me bringing up the hypocrisy of how certain people will say that he's late to a certain thing, yet will praise people like Daft Pina and Simeon Jimmy for doing the exact same thing he did. The only difference is it's someone they don't like. But all that pales in comparison to the third and final one. Remember earlier when I told you guys to keep a video in mind? Yeah, well, it's time to talk about it. You see, the video I mentioned was supposed to be in response to this tweet. I responded to it because I saw it as Star rubbing in the fact that Sia is not as hated as Enter. And so, I decided to make a compilation of all the times Sia lied or took inspiration from certain people. Now that may sound petty. And it is. Everyone in this community is petty. The difference is I admit it. Especially when that exact same person sounds exactly alike to the person they don't want to associate with anymore. And if you're wondering why I'm using the thumbnail, not the original screenshot, it's because he blocked me. Now let me make it clear that I in no way think Star is a coward for blocking me. I have had blocked many people during last year. I just feel like the difference was I did it to people who I found actively annoying. Meanwhile, she did it to me even though it was probably the first time she ever actually saw me. Other than that, things have been going pretty alright since I've been gone. There have been other things like my hyperfixation on the balloons, and the absolute comic justice of Rosalie Ramsey, but other than that, nothing too important. But now the question remains, what comes next for me? Well, to put it simply, I have no idea. All I can tell you is that as of now, I have 3 new series I want to create. One focusing on my art, another being me venting about the certain things that happen in this community, and the last one having to do with my voice. Some I have more faith in working out more than others. And so, that concludes what has happened to me last year and what is yet to come. I really do appreciate you guys for watching, and if you want to check me out in other places, check out my Twitter, link in the description. And if you're looking for a way to support me, then I have great news. I have a Patreon up. Consider checking it out, link also in the description. And what better way to end this video than to tell you all a bunch of people you should check out. Starting with Tanuki Box. He went originally as the Navoy but had a lot of redesigns since then. I recommend checking him out. His art is great and his content is even better. Next up is Channel 11. This person makes a great series of videos talking about the good ideas and bad ideas of making something. I recommend checking this person out if you're looking for good advice. Finally, there's the Anti-Hero. This was the person that responded to one of my tweets. Needless to say, he does a great job of arguing as a commentator, and I highly recommend him. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and here's hoping to whatever happens next, it's better than the shit we got last year.